Hey, so a lot of coaches are familiar with the idea of coaching the person rather than the problem. And that's a powerful idea. I think it came from Marsha Reynolds, but it's a general idea that you're not focusing in on the actual problem, but you're holding the person. And so I want to extend that based on a recent conversation I've had with a coach who was introduced to the idea of holding the space rather than holding the person. Because he had a very profound experience of being in a workshop where the space was held so powerfully that he was able to do work that otherwise he wouldn't have, just because the environment was so conducive for him feeling safe enough to do challenging work that he was able to do it. Right. And so many coaches tell me that they really getting weighed down by the responsibility of wanting or perhaps being expected to solve the client's problem or help them. And then there's also this responsibility of holding the person, of making sure that they're okay, when we can't really do that. We cannot control whether a person is okay or not. But what we can do is hold the space for that to happen. Right? But we cannot really do more. I mean, yes, we can do more. And a lot of coaches would argue, no, you can intervene and you can ask questions in your training, process, methodology. There's something to it. But the power of simply holding space for the work to take place is a very radical idea to many coaches. And I don't want to encourage people to push all the responsibility away from them. I think we share responsibility here. But I want to encourage every coach to contemplate to what extent they're taking responsibility and what is actually theirs. And there's also a difference between responsibility and control, right? So why a client might have high hopes or desires for us to help them in a more active way. In the contracting, we need to agree on what is this and how does this work. And if it's clear that we're holding space for somebody to do the work and offer our curiosity, offer our observations, our comments, the quality of the presence and the space that we hold, then that is the agreement. And they cannot expect more from you if that is being clear in the beginning. And to what extent we use words, or to what extent they experience that this is what's happening here, is a very interesting conversation to have, but another conversation for us for another time. For now, I just want to leave you with the idea of, what if I were to only feel responsible for the quality of the space that I'm holding, rather than what is happening in that space?